Good afternoon. This is Shubhajit Ghosh here from CineSpeaks Digital, and today we have with us a very special guest, Ms. Tanaz Bhatia. So she heads Bottom Line Media Private Limited, and we are going to be having a very fun conversation with her. So, hello, ma'am. Welcome to CineSpeaks Digital.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you. My pleasure, ma'am. So the first thing that I would want to ask you is that, when you were young, I read somewhere that you used to sell comic books to your friends so that the earning would help you to buy a new book.
I'm surprised you read that because I
Yeah.
didn't know it was out there.
No, it's like it was out there, and I have this knack of doing a bit of research about the person I am coming about. So like this and entrepreneurship, this this skill, or I would say the knack of getting into this thing was there since childhood.
I love books.
Yeah.
So if you ask me, I'd read a book
Yeah.
rather than
Yeah.
going and watching a movie.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah,
I normally read at least one book a week.
yeah,
That's what I'm all about. So
Yeah.
when even as a kid, I
Yeah.
used to read a lot. Enid
Yeah.
Blyton and
Yeah.
a lot of comics
Yeah.
like everybody has,
Yeah.
Archie's, and I
Uh-huh.
had a huge collection.
yeah,
Uh, when you get inspired, when you go,
Yeah.
when we were young, there
Yeah.
was a typical
Yeah.
library
Yeah.
where you have the book, a
Mm.
punch in,
yeah.
a punch-in system
Mm.
where you go and punch the card and
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
take the book.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
So I actually created it by hand.
Yeah.
I made library cards
Yeah.
for everyone,
Yeah.
and all my comics. So
Yeah.
in the entire
Uh,
neighborhood, so the
mhm.
entire lane used to come and take comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, used to charge them like 10p and
Yeah.
50p at that
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But nevertheless, it was pocket money.
Yeah.
And you could buy what you
Yeah,
wanted.
exactly.
So it was interesting. I loved it. I loved the fact that I had something of my own. And coming from a business family,
Yeah.
you do see that around. So
Yeah.
it just, I guess it was something I had when
Yeah.
I was young. at
Yeah,
that
it's
point.
actually a pretty, I would say, unique thing, because at that age, normally you're like, you want to chill with, what the lifestyle that you have, and also getting that kind of a knack at that early age was something that was already leading to what you were doing right now. So did you ever feel that thing that today, if I'm doing something like this, Zindagi mein aage jaake I'll be actually becoming
Never.
something?
Never. If you had
So
asked
how did the journey
me
start?
10 years ago,
Yeah.
if I was ever going
Yeah.
to be an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
I would have told you you've lost your marbles.
Yeah.
There's no way. I do not have the guts to be an entrepreneur. I was a banker on Wall
Yeah.
Street for 8.5 years,
Mhm.
and working on Wall Street, you have a big fat salary check, your bonuses, everything's taken care of. Of course, you have to work really hard, but
Absolutely.
nevertheless, you don't have to worry about small things like IT or hiring people
Yeah.
or just business development for
Yeah.
that matter.
Yeah.
So honestly, I didn't know I was going to be
Yeah.
doing this,
Yeah.
and God has been kind. The people I've met, the people we work with, have been fabulous. And this is just hard work, a lot of persistence, and basically just moving along one thing to the other and coming to where we are at today.
And
Opportunities as well.
yeah, and I had also read somewhere that you when you did that shift, that major shift, that that one major call that you take in your life that actually changes it like anything. So that major shift from becoming working as a banker to this, I believe, or I presume your father wasn't the happiest man in the planet when he heard about it.
So I actually, not a lot, many people know this, but I moved back because my father passed away,
Yeah.
and I decided to stay back to take care of my mom. I was still a banker at that time, but when I decided to quit banking and start a company, nobody from my family was really excited that she's starting her own thing, leaving a perfectly fantastic job um, to do this and leave that salary check or just that security, because obviously how we are brought up is like you have a nice job and all that. So they weren't really excited about the fact, because honestly even I didn't know what the company was going to do. And yeah, but it's after I started and they saw what I could do, it's my mum and my sister, it's their support that actually has gotten me to where I am, because they've always been so encouraging to anything new that I've wanted to start. So it's been fabulous and no turning back ever since.
I believe that you have also been associated with movies before Ravan, but then that major breakthrough
Yes.
was Ravan. So just tell us about bit about the movies that you were associated with before Ravan, because after
So-
Ravan everybody will be knowing.
Yeah, so
But
when,
then-
when I first started off
Yeah.
my company, I didn't know what my company was going to do. We did start off with the first movie called Lama,
Hmm.
which was with Sanjay Dutt, Bipasha Basu, and which was with a college friend of mine, Jaspreet and Bunty Walia.
Yeah.
they said, you started a company, what better way to start than start with us?
Yeah.
I started working on that film as the head of marketing and to do the strategy and the brands in it. And they were really happy with what I did. And Sanjay Dutt was amazing because when I started working, he got really excited about the journey that I had. So he introduced me to people. So I did that film. I also worked with Sohail and Salman Khan on 2 movies because they had seen me grow up as a kid. Um, because we had family friends in common. And yeah, those were like movies, when you're just figuring your feet and trying to walk.
Yeah.
Then happened is we started working on a movie called Always Kabhi Kabhi.
Always Kabhi, Shah Rukh Khan.
Yes.
Mm.
I would say my guardian angel was Bobby Chawla,
Yeah.
Juhi Chawla's brother,
Yeah.
who we got introduced. He said, work on this film. Nobody wanted to work on that film because it was very new, and they trusted me with that film, and we got more than 10 brands. We raised them a lot of money, and the caveat was you work on that film and you get to work on a bigger film. So from that film, I guess they were happy with what we did
Yeah.
because here we are sitting with each other.
Yeah.
We did Ravan, and from then there was no looking back because working with Shah Rukh in the team, it was amazing. They did not have any restrictions. They said, if you think you can do it, let's just do it. So we did McDonald's, the first meal in McDonald's. We did the first PlayStation. We did merchandise for the first time. We did toys. I think we won so many awards in that a lot of the international brands, because of my background as well, wanted to work with us. So from then started the journey, which we got introduced to one production house to the other, and we are so blessed to work with the best production houses, right from it's Dharma, then we have Excel, then we worked a lot when Seth has his production house, Viacom, Z. We worked with the best, and it's been a fabulous experience so far because we believe in doing stuff that is not conventional and normal. Of course, it's easy. Everybody can do the normal marketing, but I personally love to think out of the box, and that's where the challenge comes in. So whether it's the movies that we do, digital, or it's even these music projects that we've taken on, it's all about trying to do something that nobody's really done. So that's why they can pick up and take notice of who we are.
Yeah. So when you started, what was your planning initially about the workforce that you'll have around you? Like, because since the time I've been over here, I've only seen women. So is it like a conscious
It's not
decision?
planned.
Yeah.
It's not planned at all.
Yeah.
But I started off as a one-man army
Yeah.
for the longest time.
Yeah.
When we did Ravan, we were like 2 of us, and it's just it's great to support
Yeah.
women. I do have 2 guys working for me,
Yeah.
so I will not say it's only women, but
yeah.
I would say that I've met really talented women, so that's why I've hired them.
Yeah.
If I do come across guys who are talented
Yeah.
and who are as hardworking
Yeah.
as the rest of the team
Yeah.
that we have,
Yeah.
they're more than welcome.
But then I think it's a fantastic way to go about things because if any woman is getting that security from somebody who's already achieved so many things, so that is like it works as a confidence booster for many people. So I think it's a good decision. I wouldn't say it's not planned as you said, but then I think it's ended up being something really good for
Yeah.
these women because they are also
It's
getting the
also the thing is, coming from a banking background and having lived and worked in New York, I work in a certain way. We have fixed office timings.
Yeah.
Saturdays, Sundays are off. So, it's basically quality of life as well
Yeah.
that I like to enjoy. So I let people also. I understand in media everybody works 24/7. We do work 24/7 when we have a project due.
Yeah.
But you do need to also regenerate your creative selves or
Yeah.
have your own life. So that's why I guess they're also really happy with the kind
Yeah.
of lifestyle that
Yeah.
we,
Yeah.
try and inculcate in them.
Yeah, the segmentation is really important. So, like, how do these collaborations, really start? Like, we always keep hearing about, this collaboration, this brand has collaborated with this brand, but how do they
It's not
start?
as easy as it sounds.
Yeah.
Believe me,
Yeah.
everybody thinks it's really, really easy.
Yeah.
That oh wow, they must have spoken and it happens overnight. Sometimes collaboration takes more than 3 months or 6 months, sometimes even a year. It really depends on what you're trying to do. Right now, what we're trying to do is with our collaboration with Virgin EMI and the music label, what we're trying to do is basically create a new space. So when I'm saying a new space is international artists working with the local artists and working with brands to make it more relevant. So you have your millennials here, you have your to your mums, your dads as well, but to connect the two through a common medium. So that's why we get the Indian artists and we're getting the international artists together and getting a brand to join them. That's the kind of space that I'd like to create, and that's where it's headed. Working on a collaboration is a lot of tick marks. When you work with international artists or international brands, you have big fat dockets to prepare. Those dockets are not just 5 pages, it's 85 pages. It's thorough research, it's grids, it's analysis of why this versus that. Then once that is done, you explain it to the Indian guys, then to get the budgets from them, then the ROI has to be measured, then the KPI has to be measured. It's a long process. So it definitely, nothing happens overnight in a collaboration. Even the Indian collaborations that we've had have not happened overnight. I think the shortest time that I've ever had is 1 month that it's taken.
Okay, so that tells a lot about the collaboration part.
Yeah,
of it.
for sure.
So like how did this DJ Snake collaboration happen? Like for this tour?
This store is obviously a Percept store with Sunburn, but we started working with DJ Snake and his management team last year since Magenta Rhythm happened. Since it was shot in India. DJ Snake's love for India and the Indian culture has obviously a lot to do with it. And they started working with us and approached us to work with them for the Indian market. So when it's positioning, the marketing, the collaborating with the right kind of people for the Indian market, that's where we come in. Hopefully you'll see a lot of interesting stuff happen. And yeah, he's coming in tomorrow. So I hope to see you guys at the Sunburn.
Yeah, of course.
Percept has done a fabulous job at doing.
Yeah, of course. And tell us a bit about because you are this branding professional and also is it do you do the branding for and branding and brand positioning for celebrities, or is it do you have anything to do with talent management?
Yes, we do. We are in the business of building brands.
Yeah.
The brand could be a person.
Yeah.
It could be a service.
Yeah.
It could also be a company.
So when you talk about a person, does it have to necessarily be a person who belongs to the film background, or it can be somebody who's looking forward to getting into the industry?
No. So we have different kinds of people. So we have, for example, the celebrity master trainer Yasmin Karachiwala.
Yeah.
So we have built her as a brand to who she is today.
Yeah.
Obviously she's fabulous at what she does, and because of her work she gets recognized. But building somebody's talent not only as a person who does stuff for celebrities, but also giving them their dues.
Yeah.
So now in entirety we have brands who want to work with her to sign her up as a brand, as a celebrity.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean in a space. We do work with a lot of celebrities. We work a lot with Gauri Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, Saif, Huma Qureshi, a whole load of people across. That's from the entertainment space. Of course, there's music and then there's fitness.
So tell us a bit about the fitness collaborations.
We have Yasmin Karachiwala, we have Pooja Makhija, we have Anshika Yoga. So all of these, what we do is, they obviously are great at what they do, but we marry them with brands, whether it's talks or whether it's working with brands like Reebok, Fitbit, stuff like that. That's where we come in and figuring out what they should be doing with the brands as well.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for this wonderful interaction.
Thank you so
And
much
I look forward to seeing you soon. And good luck to you for all your future assignments.
Thank you so much.
This is Shubhajit Ghosh signing off. See you soon.